How did you react when you were selected to have the official Euro 2008 song?
I was ecstatic when I found out that I was going to have the official song for the Euro Cup 2008. I mean, football is my favorite sport. It's the sport that I grew up with. So to be able to be, involved one way or another in the Euro Cup 2008 is amazing.
Did you want to be a footballer when you were growing up?
There was two dreams when I was a little kid, and one of them was to be a singer, and the other one was to be a football player. Obviously, football players are a lot more difficult.
And what position did you want to play?
The position I wanted to play when I was a kid was forward. I wanted to be the one scoring the goals.
What team do you support?
The team that I support, and when you say team, do you mean like clubs or?
Club and then
Okay.
national team.
Okay, hold on one sec. Okay.
The team that I support, well, I was born in Madrid, Spain, so I gotta go with Real Madrid. And obviously, when it comes down to the Euro Cup, I'm Spanish, so I gotta go with Spain.
Who did you idolize when you were growing up in terms of players, and what made that player really great to you?
The player that I idolized when I was a little kid, that for me was absolutely amazing, and still is absolutely amazing, was Diego Armando Maradona. He was one of those players that I just to watch all the matches that he played, and he was my hero. By far one of the greatest players that ever played the game.
And who's your current favorite player?
My current favorite player, there's a bunch. It's I like Torres, which plays in Liverpool. I like Cristiano Ronaldo, plays for Manchester United. I think he's a great player. I like Zidane a lot. Obviously, he doesn't play anymore. But I thought, obviously in the last World Cup, he proved he was at the time the best player in the world. I like Kaká a lot. I like Ronaldinho, and I like Beckham.
Are,
A lot too.
are any of those football players any of your personal friends? Are these people?
No, I mean the only players that I met Beckham a few times, and he's a great guy. I think he's a gentleman, and he's down to earth, which is good to see with someone of his, with so much fame and being so so huge.
Who do you feel are some of the real standout players right now that are going to be in the competition?
I mean, if you ask me the standout players right now of my favorites, I would have to say Torres. I mean, I think Torres is going to do great in Spain, for Spain. And because I've been watching him in the last few years and how well he's done in Liverpool. And I would also have to say Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he's going to be amazing for Portugal. Obviously, he's by far one of the best players in the world.
As you look back on the previous matches and everything, big cup finals and everything, is there a particular match that sticks in your mind?
Yeah, there's a few matches that I remember perfectly. There was one in the Euro Cup. It was Spain against France, and Spain won, but like in the last minute, by one goal. And I remember that match perfectly. I was just a kid.
Aside from the final, are you planning on attending any of the games?
Yeah, I would love to attend. There's nothing like watching a football match in the stadium. I mean, watching it on TV is great, but the excitement of being there live, there's nothing like it. There's no other sport that creates that type of excitement, I think.
How do you feel about performing at that final match when there you are and you perform right before the final begins? How do you feel about
I'm gonna be. You know what? It's funny because this is the first time in my career that I'm not so excited about the performance. I'm more excited about the match. I'm just excited that I get to perform there, but therefore I get free tickets and I get to see the match.
This is a couple of questions specifically for Germany for ESPN. Germany won the cup in 1996 and hasn't won
1996, right? Since it hasn't been happening.
Yeah. What do you think their chances are this year?
I gotta say, the other day they asked me, "What do you think? Who do you think is the team that has the biggest chance of winning the Euro Cup?" And my first choice, I mean, I'm Spanish, and it would be great if Spain would get to the finals. But I gotta say, my first choice, talking to my friends, was Germany. And the reason why I say Germany is because one way or another, Germany has always managed to be consistent, no matter what, whether it was a Euro Cup or whether it was a World Cup. They're probably, I think, Germany and Brazil, the most consistent teams in the world.
Question for France. You've been #1 in France for the past 4 weeks. We're tired of being sorry. Does that make you feel a little hopeful for France?
I think France. I mean, France has proven in the past 10 years that they're a great team. It's going to be interesting to watch France without Zidane, because I thought Zidane was, obviously the backbone of that team. But they have great players. They truly have great players. But it is going to be interesting to watch without Zidane.
So what would you prefer, to score a goal in the final or have a #1 hit?
What would I prefer, to score a goal in the final, have a #1 hit? Ooh, that's a tough choice. But depends what type of a goal. If it's the only goal in the final and it's the one that wins the game, I have to say I'd rather score the goal in the final that wins the game.
Okay, at the World Cup in Germany, they were considered to be a great host, great publicity around that. How do you feel about Austria and Switzerland now being the co-hosts for this?
I think Austria and Switzerland it's a great place to create. To make this event repeat that. I think Austria and Switzerland is going to be they're going to be great places.
Sorry.
No problem. I think Switzerland and Austria are going to be great places to Ready? I think Austria and Switzerland are going to be great places for the Euro Cup. I thought Germany did an amazing job with the World Cup, and I'm sure Switzerland and Austria are going to do just as well, or maybe even better.
Can you just real quick tell me who's directing the video?
Okay, the director of the video, his name is Mr. Paul Miner. He's a good friend. He's one of those directors that he's easy to work with, and it's great to work with someone that you trust artistically, because you can be in the trailer sleeping and you don't have to worry about anything because the video is going to be at least. I always expect every video to be a perfect 10, but you never know. But in this case, working with Paul Miner, I know that he's whatever he's going to deliver, it's going to have at least a good quality to it, which that means I can sleep at night comfortably and not have to worry too much.
Great. And I don't know if you asked this question already. Did we talk about how you feel about the song being part of UEFA?
I feel great about the song. Can you hear me? I think it's different to anything I've done in the past, and it's an energy song. It's young, it's fun, and I truly love the song. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the audience and how they react to it. But my expectations are high, and the reason why they're high is because I truly love the song. So hopefully you guys out there enjoy it as much as I do.
You co-wrote it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a song that I wrote. It's a funny thing. I mean, it was a long journey to get to this song because we went through so many songs that we got, and then I wasn't happy with any of them because I guess I'm a little picky when it comes down to songs. So I went in the studio and I went with my friend Steve Morales, which I've worked with in the past, and we went in the studio and we went went in there and we tried. We said, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. Let's just try to have fun and try to make a good song. And we wrote the song, Can You Hear Me? And I put a scratchbook on it. I got in my car. I was driving home, and I just felt like the song had something special. I felt like it was. I did think like it was different to anything I had done in the past. And we finished it. I gave it to the record company, and they fell in love with it. And I truly believe that it's a fun, energetic, special song. So again, hopefully my fans and everyone, even if you're not my fan, you enjoy it as much as I do.
The things that you think Germans could be proud of or should be proud of,
Yeah.
if there is things.
There's one thing they should be proud of. Okay. No, I think Germany should be extremely proud of pulling out the flags of their country. Especially, it's one of those countries that in football they've had such a consistent team for so many years. I remember being a little kid and living in Spain, and 1982, the final of the World Cup. I was practically 4 or 5 years old, and I remember perfectly Germany was playing against Italy, and I'll never forget being in a car and going through the streets and seeing tons of cars with the German flags, waving them, being so proud of their country and in support of the German team. So and for me it was inspiring. That's one of those moments that sticks in my mind, and I will never forget. So I don't know why they shouldn't pull out their flags.
One quote on when you went to Stefan Raab's VOC World Cup. So I would love like a little quote on that, because
That was in the
fry pans, in the Chinese fry pans, because the question that follows up on that question is that he's doing a Euro Cup himself now, just right the day before the Euro Cup starts, where he plays the Euro Cup with cars. They have like a huge football and they play it with cars. He plays the Euro Cup with cars.
What do you mean with cars?
With real cars, driving cars.
So
What does
the
he do with
cars
the cars?
shoot,
And the cars shoot, they bump the ball, and then have to get in back gear again and shoot it again to try to get it into the other one's
How does
goal.
Stefan come up with this shit?
That's like something like.
What are you,
just
smoking
like
crack?
That's one quote on that, because
Yeah.
it would be great for that station.
Okay.
So but I would
Stefan,
like,
right?
Yeah, but I would like to build on it. So just to
Okay.
the first question, what do you think about the VOC World Cup they did there with the fry pans, performing there?
I think the VOG World Cup with Stefan was great. I think it's definitely original, and it's fun. I thought it, for me, was extremely entertaining to see the people going down and racing to see who got the best time. It was a lot of fun.
And now he's doing it with cars. If you would participate in that, first of all, what do you think?
First of all, I gotta say that Stefan, I think I don't know how he comes up with these ideas. I think he must be smoking like big time crack, because they're definitely original, the ideas. I think you don't see that on TV often, and it's cool to see someone that can come up with original ideas like that one. But I never heard of anybody. It's hitting a ball with a car. Hitting a ball with a car. That's definitely a first.
If you would participate, what car would you use for that?
If I was to participate, my favorite car is Porsche, hands down, the best sports car in the world.
Do you know any German players?
Are you kidding me? Please. Ronaldo. Oh, sorry, Ronaldinho. Torres. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, I got one. Beckham. Not German? Huh?
Beckenbauer.
Beckenbauer is not German.
Oh, yeah. Jens Lieben?
No,
Michael Ballack?
he's not German.
They are German players.
They're not.
Yes. Michael Ballack is from Germany.
Ballack?
Yeah.
No, Ballack is not
Ballack.
German.
Yeah, he's totally German.
He's Croatian. I got you there, motherfuckers. He is Croatian. You mean the captain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he is Croatian. Ah, you see? You think I don't know my fucking football?
What do you think about
Fuckers.
Jens Lehmann,
No.
our goalie?
The goalie's good, but I think Ballack is a great captain. I think he's a great player. He's probably, I mean, obviously the backbone of the German team.
The first hit on your just recent album was or is the ping pong song. Now you have the official UEFA Euro Cup song. So you start out with the first hit on the new
You mean
album
balls?
about ping
there's-
pong. The balls, they from the small ping pongs are now grew to like a football.
You know, that was my plan when I first came out with Insomniac. It was from small balls to bigger balls. From ping pong balls to footballs. That was my whole plan. Make the balls bigger.
So what would be the next one then?
The next one would be, you know those big balls that you use for working out? Those would be my, that's,
The jumping balls.
the jumping balls.
So when Enrique Iglesias watches a soccer match, a football match, how is that? Are you like yelling, cheering,
When I wa-
hugging like unknown people?
There's something about football that brings friends together. There's no other sport in the world that creates that. I mean, personally, I think creates that type of excitement. For me, it's the best sport to watch. The best sport to watch live or on TV. I live in America, so it's funny to hear that it's not the #1 sport here in the U.S. But for me, it clearly kills every sport. By far, the #1 sport in the world.
During your live shows, you show this incredible power engine that you are, because you're running around. You have such a powerful, strong live show. Could you imagine like that you also are in shape for playing a 90-minute football game?
You know, when I was young, I used to play football and I was in a team, and it was extremely difficult for me because the most difficult thing for me was endurance. I had no endurance whatsoever. They would make us run for 2 hours, 3 hours, and it would kill me. But I don't think I would have the endurance to play a match for 90 minutes. I don't think I would.
But you are in great shape. How do you stay that fit that you are?
The way that I stay in shape is, I guess, I played a lot of sports since I was a kid. But one thing is looking like you're in shape, and the other thing is having endurance. I got no endurance whatsoever.